And we are ready to go. Apologies for the holdup, everybody. Sorry if I kept you waiting for way too long. Had to take care of the boys and some other things as well, so it kind of ate up just a little bit of time. But let's go ahead and continue with Hunter x Hunter. Because, coincidentally, you know what? It's probably best if I just say this when you guys can actually see me. Yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here. Welcome back to more Hunter x Hunter. Normally, these readings would be on Thursday, but since Thursday was Thanksgiving, I decided, you know what, take the day off and just relax and chill with the family, eat some food, watch some movies, play a couple of games here and there, and then we will continue Hunter x Hunter on the preceding Friday. We're going right back to Thursday again since, no national holidays are going to be falling on that day. So, it'll be back on Thursday. This is just a one-off because of Thanksgiving. But welcome back to Hunter x Hunter. The last volume that we read was volume 16. Gon, Killua, Biscuit, and some other people decided, we need some people for this job. We need some people for this quest in order for us to progress further within Greed Island. Ogata, it's good to see you. How was my Thanksgiving? It was amazing. Oh, the time with family was great. The food was amazing. Everything was good. And we have leftovers. And you know that when leftovers marinate overnight after Thanksgiving, they taste even better. I don't know why I'm coughing. Pardon me. But when food marinates overnight, they taste even better the next day. We got mac and cheese. We got greens. We got stuffing. We got ham. We got turkey. We got potato salad. We got all sorts of drinks. Got cream sodas and everything that you could possibly think of, except alcoholic stuff, because we don't drink up in this house. But we got, hey, as soon as I'm done doing this Hunter x Hunter, I'm making me another plate. But getting back to the story, Gon, Killua, and everyone else are working on progressing through Greed Island. They're getting the cards that they need little by little. But one card you need to specifically do a quest for, and the only obstacle they have of getting this card is literally going up against one of the creators of Greed Island, Razor, who is challenging them to different sorts of games with his team until everyone beats them at their game, until it's down to just Razor. And he says, hey, you guys, you go ahead and pack it up. I'll handle the rest of this quest myself. And he's challenging them to dodgeball. And it looks like Razor has these little upper hand moments until the dude whose name I completely forget uses Goreinu Obsidian. And he switches places with Razor using one of his own Nen beasts, because it's a bit of a long explanation for the entire dodgeball thing. But at the end of the last volume, Razor gets hit in the face. So that means he's out of the dodgeball game, and the rest of them have to take down the rest of his Nen beasts that comprises Razor's entire team. So, we're going to be going through volume 17 of the series, which encompasses chapters 164 all the way to 175. Slowly but surely, we are getting to the halfway mark of the story, because as it stands right now, the chapters only go up to 410, and that has been the last chapter update for this entire series since December 8th of 2024. So, if the creator doesn't create new chapters, then I'll probably catch up in a little while. But yeah, Volume 17, 164, all the way to 175. I'm reading from Viz. Let's go ahead and get started with Chapter 164. Oh, I feel good today. I done cracked my back. Oh my goodness, that feels good. But we get your boy who manages to hit Razor in the face. Chapter 164, Face Off, Part 7. And Razor's been hit by the dodgeball. Booyah! See how you like it being out! And the numbers that comprises Razor's team, they're all looking, while Killua's going,
Razor will use back to come back in place anyway. At least we made him use it up early. Plus, it'll be our ball.
And the ball goes flying into the air after, and mind you, the ball is still flying through the air after it hit Razor. And then one of the numbers, which is diminutive in size, like maybe 2 feet tall, jumps up in the hand of another number. Number 2 jumps in the palm of number 13, and number 13 just fastball specials number 2 in order for it to go flying into the air. And this confuses your guy, and number 2 catches the ball before it hits the ground, and while number 2 is still airborne with the ball, tosses it to number 13, who catches the ball still, and while your dude who managed to hit Razor in the face is awestruck by all of this, he goes, and proceeds to have half his face dented in by number 13 throwing the dodgeball at his face. Dude let his guard down. He let his guard down. But yeah, dude is out.
Gordino!
Oh wait, that's actually his name.
Gordino!
Nice ability. Nurture it well. And then Biscuit chimes in because Gora Inu is out, like laying on the ground unconscious with blood pooling from his nose and mouth because that's how hard he got hit. Nice ability. Nurture it well.
Hey, you! That was uncalled for!
Huh? There's no rule against passing to the opposing team. Headshots are legal too. If that ball had hit the floor, I would have been out. And Gora Inu's Nenbeast just straight up disappears. The Nenbeast faded when he passed out. It was controlled remotely, not on automatic pilot. If he regains consciousness during the match, the Black Gorilla can start in court. Though I doubt he will. And then we get the announcer number.
But if you run out of players first, the match will be over.
And then it cuts to the other contestants, specifically the other members who have next to no combat skills and were scared of even taking part in any of this because they just wanted to be added onto the team but didn't want to actually do anything dangerous.
He's out cold. Even if he wakes up, he'll be in no condition to conjure a Nenbeast. Now the court is down to 3 versus 3.
And the 3 is Killua, Biscuit, and Hisoka versus Razor and 2 of his remaining numbers. And that includes the really big one that kind of merged into one.
But the pressure's more on us. Half of us are now sitting out with one injured kid as the retriever.
And meaning Gon, because Gon got hit pretty hard.
The enemy's many retrievers can attack from anywhere. Razor's still in court. His free out unused. And they have control of the ball. We're at a serious disadvantage.
Now then. And everyone gets on alert because Razor's throws are monstrous. Now then. Who will go next? And then he just he just throws it underhand. And it looks like it's going straight towards Killua.
It's coming to me. Now what? I can't catch this. I have to dodge.
And then Killua dodges out of the way. But then all of a sudden, the ball itself literally curves away from him and goes straight towards Biscuit.
It curved? A shoot ball?
And Biscuit dodges out of the way, and Hisoka dodges out of the way. Then one of the retrievers on the outside, number 5, catches the ball and immediately tries to throw it back at Hisoka. Point blank. And then everyone's screaming,
Hisoka!
Bungee gum. And Hisoka manages to catch the ball in his hand before anything adverse happens to him. But it shows that despite him using his net ability of bungee gum, he still manages to get hurt because he has a cut over his eye and his nose is bleeding.
Razor made it seem like he was coming for me, when his real goal was nailing Biscuit and Hisoka at once. But I could have just as easily dodged to the left. Then I wouldn't have been able to escape.
Biscuit, it's out! Step out of the court!
What? Why?
Clothing counts.
As it shows that part of Biscuit's dress was actually touched by the ball. So, Biscuit is out. Now it's just down to Killua and Hisoka.
Clothing counts. Is that how it is?
And I thought she was safe. Only 2 left! You can't let him get control of the ball!
And then someone goes, back! And it's gone!
Gon declares back. He moves back on the court.
And Razor's just looking. Then we get the sideliners going,
Can that kid really handle it?
he's not just any kid. He's the only one who went head-to-head against Razor's ball. And then Biscuit's talking to him.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Don't overdo it, you hear?
Yeah.
What's 1 + 1?
Yeah.
Hopeless. Go on, beat him if it kills you.
I will!
And then he walks over towards, Killua and Hisoka.
You okay?
I'm fine.
I found out one thing. The ball is less destructive once it passes through a retriever. I only broke 2 fingers without Ko. He caught the ball with his hand, but he wound up breaking 2 fingers. See, when it comes directly from Razor, he probably would have lost his whole hand. But the retrievers are less powerful than Razor. The fact that you still had 2 fingers broken, though, means that these retrievers are too strong! I only broke 2 fingers without Ko.
So we won't get hurt as long as we dodge Razor's throws.
Right. And Hisoka forcibly pops his fingers back into place, just casually.
That won't be a true victory. What? A win is a win. We gotta be able to win at all before you can get picky. Calm down.
Oh, wait.
A win is a win. We gotta be able to win at all before you can get picky. Calm down.
Doesn't it make you feel angry?
Say what?
If you had dodged to the left, you would have been dead. Right?
And this catches Killua's attention.
I'm really boiling inside. A cheap win won't be good enough. I have to crush him completely.
And then Hisoka chimes in. You got an idea?
Yup. I'll show you. Killua, stand here. Bend your knees and hold the ball.
Huh? Why? Of course.
And then Gon starts going into that stance while Killua's holding the ball in front of him. And everyone is starting to get nervous about what Gon's doing as he starts charging up Nen in his hand. Even Sesgeta is looking confused like, huh?
Show me
Rock! And then, of course, that's the end of the chapter, and we get more listings of the cards. I'm not going to remember any of this. Onwards to chapter 165. We started on 164. We go all the way to 175. Okay. Chapter 165. Face Off, Part 8. And it cuts back to Gon, still charging up Nen, and Razor notices. The volume of his aura skyrocketed.
John, Ken,
Rock! And with all of his strength powered up into his fists, he hits that dodgeball with absolute force. And 13 looks like he prepares to catch the ball, but the hit is so hard, it literally lifts number 13 directly off his feet. Remember, number 13 is the big combined Nen person that Razor created. And this dude just got lifted straight off his feet and knocked out the court. Huh. Even Killua was shocked.
Number 13 is out. Catching the ball while the body is touching outside the court is not legal. Gon's team has possession.
And then the sideliners go, oh, wow! He blew away the biggest guy.
Woo!
Ah, that wasn't good enough.
Eh, he's still not satisfied. He's gotta have some crazy standards.
That won't be enough to knock out Razor. I need more power.
And then Biscuit passes the ball back to Killua. And then Killua's heart starts pounding.
Okay, another go. Let's take Razor down.
And then Gon and Killua are just smiling at each other.
Okay.
And then Razor still has that same poker face.
To knock out Razor, I need a lot more power.
And Killua's standing there holding the ball while Gon starts charging up more Nen again.
Ren!
And they see how much aura Gon is generating. Even says Geta is kind of sweating.
So much aura.
And then Biscuit is behind Razor going,
You picked the wrong sport. He can take all the time he wants to build up. You should get out of the way.
You kidding? And Gon continues.
Take the built-up aura and show me.
Focus into my fist. Rock!
And then Gon just continues to focus his aura more and more until it actually starts shining around him and producing a sound to the point where even Hisoka's starting to pay attention to Gon.
Eat this, Razor! John can rock!
And then Gon hits the ball even harder this time.
Perfect. He can't catch it.
But then Razor immediately gets into a stance as he's preparing to basically bunt the ball to Gon's surprise. And it hit Razor's arms, and then he makes it go skyward.
A bump?
He jerked his whole body and killed the ball's momentum.
His timing had to be perfect, and he deflected the force so smoothly. This man is seriously good.
And then Gon is looking as his aura starts to subside, and he gets chills and he starts smiling.
Awesome!
It's not all dodging and catching. Not that this is helpful.
Gon's ball was just as powerful as Razor's, but it didn't even reach the ceiling. That bump canceled out his momentum completely. The ball is right above Razor.
And the ball is right above Razor, but then all of a sudden the ball is yoinked because of Hisoka's bungee gum. Elastic love. Bungee gum. Gotta hold on to the ball, you know.
The cushion rule applies. Razor is out.
Back. And Razor uses his back. He didn't use back the entire time, but because he was pushed out because of Hisoka using bungee gum, he finally uses his back, which means he doesn't get another one. But that's the end of chapter 165. Onwards to chapter 166. Chapter 166, Face Off, Part 9.
Razor uses the back option. He remains on the court.
Both teams used up the freebie, and it's 3-2. Now the tables have turned.
Have they? I gotta get me some water later. Not now. Have they? We're the ones in bad shape. Hisoka probably can't throw anymore. I bet he can't even catch with his right hand. Gon used up all that aura in the attack. He should be close to exhaustion. I doubt he'd be able to reproduce the same kind of shot.
So, Killer was the only one who's alright?
Quite the opposite.
Huh?
Of the three, Killua is the one most gravely injured.
What do you mean?
And then Gon is just, still sweating because they working hard.
How you doing, Gon? Still okay, but I think the next will be the last,
and I'll use all I've got. Yep. Make it good. Only one more. I'll manage. I can still hold it.
As it shows that Killua's hand inside of his pocket that he's kind of been hiding this whole time is massively swollen.
Killua isn't protecting his hands with Nen when Gon strikes the ball. At all.
But it's like a cannon!
Yes, his bare hands are basically acting as the barrel for a cannonball. If he protected his hands with a wall of aura, it would prevent the energy of Gon's punch from transferring to the ball. To minimize interference, he's leaving his hands unprotected. Both of Killua's hands should be injured, much worse than Hisoka's right hand.
Killua's been taking this damage just to make sure that Gon is capable of getting that max power. And Sesgeta's just looking at Gon and Killua.
I'm such an idiot. Why am I not up there with them? Why am I not up there with them? I have the skills Killua doesn't yet have. I could swiftly switch my aura to my hands the instant the ball is fired. Wait a minute.
And then Sesgeta realizes something. Then we get Biscuit.
Hisoka, pass me the ball. I'm not that good at throwing, but...
And Biscuit throws with all of her might at one of the numbers. And it manages to hit one. Yes! Only one left! And then the ball falls right in front of Razor. And mind you, Razor's face is still a little bit swollen from getting hit by Goreinu.
Time! I have a question.
And it says Geta.
Can someone inside the court step outside of his own wheel?
That's no problem, but he'll stay out.
Good. Come with me.
And then Sesgeta speaking to Gon. And then we get back to Razor, who's just casually tossing the ball up and down.
Gon, if you step outside the court, I can hold the ball for you. Killua's hands are surely mangled by now. He won't be able to secure the ball properly.
And both Gon and Killua are quiet.
I'd be able to transfer my aura fast enough. I'll hold the ball, so get Razor from outside. That's the only way to win.
And then Killua and Gon goes,
That's not good enough. Yeah.
What? What's the problem?
That's copping out.
But...
Are we in a position to be worried about...
Oh wait, but are we in a position to be worried about that?
You're hurt too. Don't make it any worse.
'Cause Sesgeta, like me, is coughing. But unlike him, I am uninjured. It's just dry throat. My apologies.
You're hurt too, so don't make it any worse. I'll be fine. I'm not as injured as you think.
Then show me your hands.
I said I'm fine.
And then Killua doesn't want to show his hands, but Biscuit forces his hands out of the pocket, and we see that his hands are not only mangled, they're swollen. Every single finger is swollen 2 times its own size, and his hand is dark from, like, internal swelling.
See? I bet you can't feel anything but pain.
I can still do it. It's just one more time, Gon. It's no big deal.
It's too much. Gon, tell him what he's doing to himself.
Gon is silent.
I knew all along. I knew about Killua's hands. Sesgeta, I'm not stepping out. I'm sorry. Killua has to hold the ball. I can't do this without Killua. I won't feel comfortable without Hisoka or even Biscuit. I can focus only on hitting the ball, because Killua's the one holding it.
Oh, he said with Hisoka or Biscuit, not without.
I won't feel comfortable with Hisoka or even Biscuit. I can only focus on hitting the ball because Killua's the one holding it.
And then Killua's just like, oh! But seriously.
Huh. Do you see now? Go and get your rest.
All right. Good luck.
And then Killua's face is completely off to the side.
Gone? I hope you haven't forgotten we have to get the ball back from Razor first. I know. Listen.
And then he starts whispering to Killua and Hisoka.
I see.
That would be fun.
Give me a sec. Family's calling. I'll be right back. I gotta preheat the oven. Oven preheated. Back to it.
I see.
That would be fun.
I'm not sure I can be as confident.
Really? I'd love to give it a try.
And Hisoka's just laughing to himself as he just walks away.
Man, you come up with the most outrageous ideas. I'm counting on you, Killua.
And Gon is just smiling. He's just smiling. And it's just Hisoka, Killua, and Gon versus Razor. Just Razor.
Ready? The match will resume.
And Razor just snaps his fingers. And every single one of his numbers just dissipates.
The Conjure Goons sucked away?
And they all go flying, like the essence of these goons, go flying in a different direction.
All their aura.
Going back to Razor.
All of it just pours right back into Razor.
He restored the dispersed aura. Now we'll see his true power.
And Gon is still kind of smiling, because Razor is now going to be the only, since he's the only one on the card, he's just going to go all out with his full strength. And now his hand is showing with tons of aura around it. And it starts to get infused around his hand in the ball.
I didn't think I'd use this. I haven't felt this good in a long while.
As he tosses the ball up.
He tossed it up? Wait, is that a spike? Like a volleyball? Look!
And it shows Hisoka bracing up against Killua, who's bracing up against Gon. Because they're preparing to try and catch Razor's spike. Mind you, all of Razor's strength we've seen was because it was just a little bit less powerful because of the goons he had basically outside of this court. Now, all of that power's back into him and he's preparing to spike, which is a very high-speed sports move with all of its strength. Mind you, the last time we saw a full-powered move from Razor, despite him having his goons out, it seriously hurt Gon. That's the reason why he's got a bandage over his head. Now he's going to be going full power and spiking it. Gon, Killua, and Hisoka are preparing to try and catch it. But that's the end of chapter 166. Onwards to chapter 167. Chapter 167, Face Off, Part 10.
Razor. He's jump spiking the ball. Look, the three of him. There is one.
Because they're all combining their aura together in order to be able to catch Razor's spike. Hisoka, Killua, Gon. I know what you're trying to do. Who will win? Let's find out! As Razor, with every ounce of strength he has, spikes this ball to the point where it literally has flames around it as it goes shooting towards our team. Let's find out. Let's find out their strategy. As both Gon, Killua, and Hisoka brace for the ball. Gon stops the ball. Hisoka traps it. Killua braces. And they're using every ounce of strength they have in order to keep from being propelled back by Razor's strength. And then the smoke clears. And then we get the number 0. We get the sideliners. We get Razor, who looks shocked to see blood dripping. And it's Gon, whose hands are dripping blood. But he caught the ball, which means Razor is out, which means they win! They did it! They stopped the ball! And then everyone's cheering. And then we get Razor. Well, I'll be. Their skills prevailed over my power. The core of it all was that boy Killua. Gon focused all his aura in his hands to stop the ball. He caught it squarely without fear. It took courage and concentration. Hisoka enveloped the ball with his ability at the moment of impact. It would have bounced away without quick activation. And Killua, between the two, he worked as both cushion and support by distributing his aura. If he had inadequate aura in his body, he wouldn't be effective as a cushion, and all three would be crushed by the impact of the ball. On the other hand, if he didn't use enough aura in his legs, all three of them would have been flung outside the court. It required precise distribution of his aura. The margin of error was less than 1%. Less than 1% margin of error. It mean it had to be perfect. In Nen combat, balancing aura distribution is both fundamental and hard to master. Nothing else requires as much experience and skill. Killua overcame his lack of experience with his prodigious. I don't say these words often. Forgive me if I have to sound them out. With his prodigious sense of insight. And Biscuit is watching going,
What incredible talent! I reached his level in my late 20s!
I could keep attacking until they are exhausted, but that would take too long. I'll take them down before they have a chance to regroup. Right after their attack. They won't have time to get into position. Gon's ball is impressive, but I can manage to catch it without getting bounced out. I'll take them down one by one.
oh, so I was completely wrong. They didn't win the game. The game is still going on, because now it's Gon and Killua's turn for them to attack Razor.
I'll take them down one by one.
And then Gon is just standing there going,
I need more power.
more! And then all of a sudden, his body explodes with an even larger output of aura than what he was using rock for.
That last one wasn't his maximum? My God! He's a monster.
And this is so serious for Razor to the fact that you actually see his eye open and you can see it.
Keen, you can be proud. This boy is indeed your son.
Killua, I'll go as hard as I can. I'd sure hope so, or you'll hear it from me. Show me rock! John can rock!
And then Gon proceeds to move as if to punch the ball as hard as he can. And that's the end of chapter 167. Onwards to chapter 168. Chapter 168, Face Off, Part 11. And Gon hits the ball with even more strength than he did the first time.
This is beyond my expectations. I can still catch it, but the force will push me off the court.
Yo, Paige. Rereading the manga, but currently in York New City. Nice. We are in the middle of Greed Island right now. So I hope you enjoy yourself while I do my dramatic readings.
This is beyond my expectations. I can still catch it, but the force will push me off the court. Catching won't be an option, but I can't shy away.
And it just shows Gon putting every ounce of strength into this.
Come!
As Razor prepares more Nen in his hands.
Another bump? He'll fall victim to Hisoka again.
Or will I? That depends on the direction of the bump.
And Razor rebounds the ball directly back at Gon. All of that power Gon put into this throw, and he just rebounds it back to him.
Gotcha!
What the? He bounced it back.
Gon, duck! You'll still win! He won't duck. The previous exchanges show that that's not how he'd want to win.
And Gon is standing there sweating and proceeds to fall. Oh, Gon is unconscious. He passed out.
He passed out. Of course. He used up every ounce of his strength. You can be proud.
And this says Gera.
You can be proud. You beat him, Gon.
And then Hisoka is still in the game, and he's standing there going, "Not yet."
But why?
And this is shocking to even Razor too.
Only a flawless victory will do. That's what Gon wants. Bungee gum.
And then he creates this big, massive, elastic pocket of bungee gum to catch the ball. And it extends far. And then Hisoka, mind you, Hisoka's hands are getting harmed because he's doing this. Like one of his fingers, like his index finger on his right hand, just snaps and breaks. And his other fingers are breaking from the sheer force of Razor bumping this back.
Bungee gum. Rubber snaps back.
And he sends the ball right back at Razor.
Whoa! He bounced it back again. Well, this is fun. An exchange of volleys. We'll see who holds out longest.
But then all of a sudden, when it looks like he's about to bump the ball again, the ball itself gets stuck to his arms.
It's stuck! Bungee gum has the properties of both gum and rubber.
This is the line that everyone is always saying with Hisoka. Every single time I finally made it to the part of the story where he says,
Bungee gum has the properties of both rubber and gum.
This is the part where he says it. But it's kind of reverse than what it is in the anime.
Bungee gum has the properties of both gum and rubber.
And Razor is being pushed back further and further because of the force of his own power and is forcing him back. But when he stops, he's outside the ring. And everything is silent. Then we get number 0.
Catching the ball while the body is touching outside the court is not legal. Razor is out. Gon's team wins the game.
Both hands busted. And then Gon wakes up after passing out briefly. Bro, you got the accent of the storyteller? Well, thank you. Thank you. I do this for every manga I read. Every single manga I read on this channel. Both hands busted.
Huh?
Oh yeah! You guys are awesome! We won! And then Gon is all like,
Huh? What happened?
and then Hisoka's bungee gum dissipates, the ball drops, and then Razor's looking. A total defeat.
So, Hisoka clinched it for us?
He took all the juiciest parts.
We all worked together. It was a team victory. Sorry, the space in between is just too far. We all worked together. It was a team victory.
You sound so out of character.
But then we get back to Razor, who apparently ruined one of his shoes trying to keep his own ball from forcing him out of court. You realize how much power you have into something that causes you to skid to the point where the front of your shoe is gone and your toes is sticking out? That's bad. You need some new kicks. I lose. We'll leave town. That's promised.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, was that our goal?
But first, I'll answer your questions about Gin. And that just causes Gon to just brighten up just immediately. And that's the end of chapter 168. Onwards to chapter 169. Chapter 169, Declaration of War.
About Gin?
Yeah, let's step over there. And then everyone else is chilling. While Gon and Razor go to the other side of the court out of earshot.
Ow!
Jeez, both of your hands are a mess. They might never work right again.
And while she's screaming this out loud, Killua is trying to pay attention to Gon and Razor, with Biscuit being upset, going,
Are you listening?
But then we get back to Razor and Gon. To start off, Gin's not on Greed Island. I don't know where he is.
Oh, okay. I kind of figured.
Do you want to hear old stories?
Yeah, please.
I'm a death row convict, too. I've killed as many people as Bopobo did. Bopobo. I want to say Bobobo. Bobobo. I've killed as many people as Bopobo did. Gin caught me and put me in jail. I was sentenced, then he hired me and brought me here. Gin taught me that if just one person in the world believes in you, you can be redeemed.
One day, my son will come to Greed Island. Hold back against him.
Don't hold back against him. No, sorry, I forgot the whole don't hold back, because that didn't sound like Gin at all.
Don't hold back against him. Give him all you've got.
Huh. You mean you won't mind if I kill him?
Don't underestimate him. He's my kid, after all. I'm counting on you, Razor.
And mind you, Razor during this time had different colored hair. He had like two-tone hair that was swept down, and then some other hair, and then the upper part of his hair was just like kind of spiked upwards, like two-toned.
I'm counting on you, Razor.
I thought your dad was crazy. He talked for hours about this game he was making, like an excited little kid. Then he hired me, a convict, to fight his son.
You slowpoke! You owe me your life, you know! Hey, you! Good for nothing! Loser! Oh, that idiot!
I'm counting on you, Razor.
But I also envied you.
I felt like I was called by name for the first time in my life.
Just as Gin believed in you and asked me to do this, I believed in you too. I spared no effort.
Yeah, I couldn't have done it without the others.
Yeah, good teamwork. Gon, I hope you see him.
Thanks!
And then time passes as we start to finish this entire quest. And it's the woman that they did the whole quest to get rid of all the pirates with. They finally meet up with her.
Up here. The entrance was right in front of their eyes all along. Here it is.
And it's pretty much just a giant lighthouse, a giant tower that overlooks the seaside town that they were at the first time.
A window. You can see the beach from here. How do you get to the sea cave from here?
And then the woman reaches over the edge and presses into a brick far down below, and it's actually a button.
There's a button!
And then the lighthouse shines a light directly into the ocean.
Directly underneath that point, there's an underwater cave. But there isn't any treasure. I'm sorry I lied to you.
There isn't?
It's sacred ground, so very few fishermen are told of its location. The rumors about treasure took on a life of their own. The pirates didn't believe us. Maybe if we had told them where it is, but they would have thought we were lying. Then nobody
told them where Poseidon's cavern is?
No, it's too sacred. Those who live off the ocean cannot defile it. That's what they all said before they died.
And then both Gon and Killua are just listening in. And then Killua's looking at Gon because Gon is getting immersed, going,
Don't forget, this is a story in a game. I can finally see the view from here again. The rising sun, the boats sailing home, the light dancing on the water. This is the greatest treasure of them all.
And then the woman basically disappears and turns into a card. Plot of beach. The entrance to a cave, and it's card number 2, plot of beach. The entrance to a cave called Poseidon's Cavern. The cave changes its path at each visit, confusing intruders.
Yes! The plot of beach is ours! Let's clone it.
And they clone the cards, and then we get Inu going,
We'll take the copies. Yes, you deserve to take the original.
And Gon and company are holding their original copy of Plot of Beach, while Sezgera and Inu take their copies.
You sure you don't want anything?
And this is Gon speaking to Hisoka, who's just going off on his own.
Nope, I've had enough fun. I better go.
Wanna go with us? To keep an eye on you.
You're going back to collecting cards, right? I'm not interested. Contact me if you need me again. I'll cast a company or magnetic force.
And then Hisoka just leaves. He's not even interested in finding the cards. But then Killua realizes,
Hey! Huh? That big liar? We never cast magnetic force while he was here? No. He did know about spell cards before we met him.
oh, because remember, Hisoka said that he didn't know anything about spell cards. But why would he know about a company and magnetic force? Why would he know about magnetic force? Because they use a company for everyone to travel. But they did not use magnetic force around him. So how would he know? How would he know to put it in the same category as a company?
He was hiding something. Killua, there are 2 kinds of liars. Those who lie for a reason, and those who don't. You and I are the former. He's the latter. Overanalyzing will get you more confused.
And then we get Sezgera.
Gon, we need to talk.
And then Inu is speaking with Sezgera going,
We decided to team up. Want to join us too? We'll have to have a showdown with Gentru,
the bomber.
but we're at a distinct disadvantage. Even without my injuries and lack of practice, we'd be no match. That's the impression I got from your description of his ability. He clearly learned then to kill people from the outset. Our approaches to combat are fundamentally different.
And then all of a sudden, a book opens up, Sezgera's book opens up in front of him. A player has cast contact on you. And then it's silent. And then the person speaks.
Been a while. Can you tell who I am?
And they all hear it, and it's the bomber. It's Genthru.
What do you want, Gintru? I'm glad you remembered me. First, allow me to congratulate you. What are you talking about? Don't play dumb. You got the plot of Beach, didn't you? We just cast lists to confirm. Let's make a deal. We'll let you live if you hand over the plot of Beach. Yeah, right. Did you get injured? Your voice sounds funny. Or are you bluffing? Well, it'll be interesting to see if you can beat us in combat. If you want to take the deal, come alone to the Masadora Gate in 1 hour. If you don't show up, we'll take it as a declaration of war. You can't run or hide. We have plenty of companies. Darn it! Darn it! I knew they'd find out sooner or later, but that was too fast. Asta, Amana, Mannheim, Nick Q, Sohail, Kaz Sule. They were of your group of 15, right? Check your binders. They're not here anymore, or anywhere among the living.
Yep, their names are grayed out. As Gon casts Buck! And we see Eugene, Yabibi, Montru, Amana, Mannheim. I gave myself hiccups. Mannheim, Hans, Wong Li, and Tackett. The names he just mentioned, their names are grayed out.
Get through!
And who are you?
I'm Gon Freaks! I'll take you on!
Shocking both Biscuit and Killua. Stupid hiccups. Then we cut to a different location. We cut to a different location, and something goes, a player has cast contact on you.
It's me, Finks. We found him. We'll fly right over.
And it's Hisoka who's been contacted by the Phantom Troop, if these hiccups don't stop. But Hisoka is laughing to himself. And that's the end of chapter 169. Onwards to chapter 170. We're pretty much already halfway through these chapters already, so we're doing pretty good. I hate getting hiccups when I'm reading to you all. I hate it so much, especially the prolonged ones. That's the end of chapter 169. Onwards to chapter 170, Three-Way Struggle, Part 1. Want a break to get some water? Hold on. I think they subsided. Yeah. They subsided, so I'll be fine. I'm good now. Three-Way Struggle, Part 1. And mind you, they're still speaking to Genthru. And we get Gon, who's already upset because of what Genthru has been doing to the people of this game.
Gon, the team of 3 kids. I saw you have Wild Luck Exandrite. You'll be next after Sesgera, or will you come now to hand over your cards?
Come over! You come over! We'll deal with you now! I have... La 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 la.
And mind you, Gon was literally about to let it slip that he has Plot of Beach as well.
Sesgera, talk somewhere else!
Time ran out already.
Gon was literally about to just plainly say that, hey, we have Plot of Beach as well. This is the reason why you don't tell secrets to Gon. Because as soon as he gets upset, then we get back to Genthru and his team.
Wouldn't it be quicker to get Plot of Beach from the kids? I'm sure they got a copy too.
But would it be a cloned copy? We have to use Paladin's necklace in case it's fake, but that will also change back a clone card. The kid will wilt once he sees Sesgera surrender. He's cocky now because he's under his protection. I don't think No. This is where Genthru is messing up already. Sesgera acknowledges both that Killua and Gon have already surpassed him. He already realizes that. In such a short frame of time, he already realizes that. Genthru is barking up the wrong tree! He's cocky now because he's under his protection. We don't want to give Sesgera time to recover. He's a single-star pro hunter, plus we don't know what his ability is.
Gentru doesn't know what you can do. He's assuming we have the original plot of beach. You know from wearing that necklace, it foils a faked card during a trade, but its weakness is that it ruins valid cards made with clone and mimic. That's why he's after the original. Our original. We'll buy as much time as we can. Heal your injuries in the meantime. We can't avoid the fight if we want to win, and you're the only ones with a chance to beat him. As for you, Gon, what you just did was selfish and foolish. If they had actually come here like you suggested, what would have happened to Killua?
And then Gon realizes,
You used up your aura, and you won't even be able to move until tomorrow. You impulsively exposed not only yourself, but also your friends in danger.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, now it depends on your spells. If we can stave off their pursuit, we'll be able to buy some time. But if too much time passes, they might reconsider and target you instead. We can hold them off for a week, if that, no more.
And then Killua's all like,
Just 1 week? It's too short. No, even that's being optimistic. There's no basis for this estimate. They might come after us sooner.
Then go to Inu, whose face is still swollen from getting hit by Razor. Hold on. What about our earlier discussion? I'm teaming up with Sesgera. What about you? This is all assuming we have an alliance, right?
No, wait. The situation has changed. There are now few merits to forming an alliance. They found out that we've been working together. Any options we had for you to surprise attack while we distract them are gone. The cards they want are numbers 2 and 75. It's dangerous to be holding both those original cards in one party. The cons outweigh the pros. So our offer to buy time is based on a trade, not an alliance.
A trade?
We'll buy you 3 weeks. If you succeed, will you give us number 75 Wild Luck Exandrite?
You just said 1 week's the limit.
That's if we're only trying to evade them. If we go on the offensive, the risks will increase, but we'll keep their attention on us. We can turn it into a war of attrition if need be.
I see. But we can tell you how to get number 75 in exchange for some cards.
We know how to get it. But the 5 of us, Gora Inu included, have few empty slots in our binders. It's impossible for us to give the villagers all our cards. 3 weeks. Not enough time for Killua's hands to heal, much less come close to Gentru in power.
So you want us to come up with a plan?
Yes. Form a strategy in 3 weeks.
I can't tell if I said strategy right.
Form a strategy in 3 weeks to lure them into a situation where you can guarantee yourselves the upper hand.
Deal!
Good. We'll be stalling Gentru for 3 weeks starting today. Don't forget, Gon. They've killed more than 50 players so far. If you want to clear the game, you must fight.
And then Sesgera and his people just go sailing off into the distance.
3 weeks? It is too short. Killua, focus on healing. and you're in charge of forming a strategy. Gon, you practice with me. At minimum, you must be able to avoid his little flower.
Right. And then all three of them take off. Oh no, they don't take off. We get individuals landing in front of another group, and it's Sphinx and Hisoka landing in front of the rest of the Phantom Troop. And we get everyone here. We get Shizuku, we get Shalnark, we get Phaeton, we get one dude in bandages, we get Franklin.
Where's your friend? Machi and Nobunaga are tailing. Follow this thread.
We'll leave you to negotiate with the exorcist. We'll pay whatever he asks. Just get him to do the job.
I know, or else I won't be able to fight Crollo.
And then Hisoka goes off on his own. And we see the exorcist.
That's him. How'd you find him?
As if we tell you, idiot. And Hisoka is now back with Machi and Nobunaga.
You, in the shadows. What was it, your ability?
And this catches the attention of both Machi and Nobunaga because someone is hiding in like the shadow of a tree, and they didn't expect Hisoka to even notice them.
You're a freak. You're not even using Nen. I just had a very fun battle. The rush has left me sensitized. To soothe my arousal, I wouldn't mind ravaging someone I don't know, see?
Come out.
And the person that comes out just happens to be... is that Killua's sister? That looks like Killua's sister.
Was my Zetsu not good enough? It was perfect.
He's abnormal, that's all. He's member number 4, your replacement.
My name is Kaluto. But it was my ability. I can't tell you how I did it.
Oh. You look tasty, too.
And then Kaluto is silent. And then Nobunaga goes,
Careful.
He'll go after anything.
Hisoka, make this work.
Quit harping on it. I'll make it work for my own sake.
You're seriously going to fight Crollo?
Of course. Do you have a preference who survives, Machi?
Stupid question. You can drop dead when your job is done.
If I end up killing Crollo?
Not likely, but I'll give you an answer.
I'm crying. I love this. Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
If I end up killing Crollo?
Not likely, but I'll give you an answer. I'll chase you to the ends of the earth and kill you.
Sounds nice.
And then we get back to Sesgera and his team, and they're back at Masadora.
We want Angel's Breath, which Gentru is monopolizing. We have to make them use one up or we can never convert our exchange voucher. Ideally, we'd steal it, but the probability with Levy is low. Other methods are high risk with low chance of success.
That's where Gon's team comes in.
Yes. Whether they win or not, it's likely they'll injure one of Gentru's team. If they use even one of their Angel's Breaths, our voucher would instantly transform into Angel's Breath. Then, all we'll have left is Wild Luck Alexandrite.
Though it's the other way around.
We'll get Wild Luck Alexandrite first by buying 3 weeks' time.
Gon will fight Gentru afterwards.
What if they beat Gon's team without using Angel's Breath? It'll depend on the number 0 event. Let's focus on this mission for now. It's time. Let's go.
And then time passes, just a little bit of time. Just a little bitty bit of time. And we have Sesgera and his team confronting Gentru and his. And that's the end of chapter 170. Onwards to chapter 171. We're almost done, ladies and gentlemen, with volume 17. Chapters 171, which is incorrectly also titled chapter 170 for this. So that's a bit of an error right there at the top of the page. If you guys want to see what I'm seeing, you can either go to Viz or any other website that exists that allows you to look at Hunter x Hunter pages like I am. Just know that whatever translation you read, I'm reading the official one. So if it doesn't exactly match up, you guys know why. Chapter 171, Three-Way Struggle Part 2. Genthru. I thought I told you to come alone. Cards left. Number 0, Unknown. Number 2, Plot of Beach. And number 75, Wild Luck Exandrite. Those are the only cards they need. Says Gera. Our opinions were split. We were still talking. Cards left. Number 0, Unknown. Number 17, Angel's Breath. Number 75, Wild Luck Exandrite. And number 81, Blue Planet. Have I read this before? No. This was actually this is me following up on a promise that one of my members requested of me. And I promised them that at some point in the future I was going to read through Hunter x Hunter because it was just massively suggested to me. This is me following through on that, and I've been enjoying every single session. So, to give you a little bit of a short backstory, and then we'll get back to the chapter, my knowledge of Hunter x Hunter comes from the anime first. And I watched it all the way up until where the anime ended. And I believe the version I'm speaking of is a 2011 version, which I see as the superior version. But where that anime ended, that's as far as I know of Hunter x Hunter. I don't know of anything that transpires after that story, and I only want the manga to explain that to me. But this is my first time. This is just a refresher because I haven't seen the anime in years. Like literal almost, I want to say almost like roughly half a decade. I want to say it's over 5 years. So me reading through all of this is just giving me a refresher course of what I saw in the anime, but also giving me basically the definitive version of the entire story because it's the manga version. So yeah, I am reading this for the first time. So everything is just coming back to me. Pieces I remember from the anime is coming back to me in full because of these pages. So yeah. But number 81, Blue Planet. That's the amount of cards that says Gera's team has left over. We were still talking, but we made our decision. Oh? We'll fight. And when they're preparing to fight, says Gera jumps away from his team who are using cards. And then the other three go, Levion! Accompany on to Masadora! And all three of them immediately take off towards Masadora. Book, check your cards. They only got junk cards in my free slots. Same here. Me too. That settles it. Let's take their cards and kill them. It'll be tough. Huh? I don't know what happened, but he seemed fully committed. And then we get back to Sesgeta and his team after they dipped. 6 companies, 9 drawbridges, 2 magnetic forces, and 24 returns. That's all the money I had. Okay, see you in 3 days. Raise money to buy more cards. Got it. And this is Gora Inu who said all this, and he goes off on his own to raise more money to get more cards. Do you think Gentru will come after us? Not yet. We have twice as many companies as they do. That's easy to find out with 96 Clairvoyant Snake. I'll show you, Gentru, what a single-star hunter can do. And then we cut over to Gon, who's still training with Biscuit. And he's deflecting her arms left and right until she manages to grab on to his wrists.
Go!
And he can see the aura around her hand.
Too slow. React as soon as the skin feels a touch, not when the mind catches up.
Right. And they continue to train while Killua is recovering and watching.
10-minute break. We'll practice a mission next.
Okay.
His stamina is keeping up, but we'll use up most of the time on defensive practice alone. To be able to fight, we need another weapon.
And then Biscuit is demonstrating how superior her upper body strength is to mine by doing a one-handed handstand.
Emission training level 2. Floating hand. Do a handstand. Don't move. Only by emitting aura. Propel your body off the ground.
As she just emits aura and she literally just lifts her whole body up in the air. And she floats because of it. And then she lands back on her feet, shocking Gon.
There. You pass when you can launch yourself this much.
And then Gon immediately goes for a handstand and goes,
Ha!
but nothing happens. He's still on the ground.
Keep going as long as you can maintain handstand. Right. Ha!
Nothing happens.
Yeah!
Nothing happens.
How are your hands?
As she's talking to Killua now.
It hurts if I move a tiny bit. They're not getting better at all.
That exercise is much harder for being only one level up.
Well, that exercise is much harder for being only one level up.
Well, I think so. It's actually for level 5.
5? You want him to jump ahead?
It's a gamble. If he fails to learn it, the 3 weeks will be a waste. He'd probably get to level 3 if we did it step by step, but that won't be useful enough in combat. He'll need to be able to knock someone back a dozen feet with a direct hit. Anything less won't be effective as a weapon.
Alright, I've also recently started reading the manga because I was so interested in the continuation of the story. First time I've ever read manga, but I won't disturb you further. You're not disturbing me at all. None of you are. Don't ever feel like you are. Feel free to speak. You're not disturbing me at all.
He'd need to be able to knock someone back a dozen feet with a direct hit. Anything less won't be effective as a weapon.
And that's level 5.
But it won't be a finishing blow even if he got to level 5. No, but it broadens our tactical options.
What's your ability?
Knowing it,
Knowing it would make it easier to plan.
And then she just starts manifesting her aura around here, and she completely what looks to be like she creates an entire person.
allow me to introduce Cookie, the magical masseuse.
And it is literally a woman, a full woman just formed from Nen.
Her various massage techniques are caresses of sheer bliss. They melt away and make you feel heavenly. Aura is transmitted into special lotion, smoothing and rejuvenating your skin. Her shiatsu massage makes you beautiful from the inside out. It improves circulation and relieves constipation and muscle stiffness.
And Killua was all like,
That's it?
Not at all. Swedish massage, rolling massage, and more.
What the heck? You're freaking useless!
Are you kidding? It's the best ability ever!
and it just cuts back to Gon, who's literally trying to focus. And then it cuts to nighttime, while Genthru and his team are just sleeping, except one dude is up. Then he notices something, and something goes flying towards him. And dude catches an arrow shot at him. Hey!
Is it them?
Don't bother. Return on to Soframi!
Darn. They're getting more and more brazen. He clearly aimed to kill. That's not the problem. How do they know where we are? It would be obvious if they came by magnetic force or company, and they haven't cast trace on us. They hit and run using spells to escape right after they strike. We move to somewhere new each time, but they still find us.
It must be someone's ability. And this is Genthru. I know his voice doesn't sound like this in the anime, but this is the voice I wanted to give to him. It must be someone's ability. If it's not a homing device or spells, they must have someone with an ability that works like radar.
Then there's no way to stop them. What should we do?
And then Genthru just fixes his glasses and goes, maybe we should take some drastic measures. And we see his eyes through his glasses as he says, it's time for some drastic measures. Did I ever read Attack on Titan on the channel? No, because when people ask me that about me reading Attack on Titan, I was already halfway through the story. So I didn't feel it would be pretty much authentic for me to just react to Attack on Titan as if I've never read it before and then continue reading it from before. So I didn't. I read through the entire story though, but it's just not a series I covered on my channel at the time because I was so knee deep into it. And going back from the beginning just to catch back up again would simply take a lot of time that I didn't have during that time. But that was a while back though. But no, I haven't. But I do know the ending though. But that was the end of chapter 171. Onwards to 172. Only 3 more after this and then we're done. Chapter 1, and once again, still some grammatical errors because this is chapter 172 and it still says chapter 170 on the page. So I wonder how long this stuck like this. This is now gone to 2 whole chapters that have the wrong number on them now. Just a minor thing. This is a very old chapter from back in the day. Chapter 172, Three-Way Struggle, Part 3. And we have one card player who's just walking around going,
I can't get a leaf for the life of me.
hey. And the person that says hey to this other player is Genthru and his team. And this dude was basically beaten to an inch of his life.
Please, spare me. No more.
Show us your binder.
Oh, score 1 a company.
Take any rank C cards too.
Okay then, set a peek into his binder. He hasn't met him.
Then he's innocent. Hey, ever heard of the bomber?
Rumors?
Good. We're them. And mind you, Genthru. Did I ever read Attack on Titan on this channel? Oh, you're the second person who's asked me this. I have not. I have read the story already, but I have not covered it on my channel simply because I was too deep into the story to react to it during that time. But the thing about Genthru's ability is if he says something about the bomber while he's touching someone, that person now has a bomb on them. Hey, have you ever heard of the bomber?
Yes, rumors.
Good. We're them. I just set a bomb on your body. I can detonate it whenever I want. If you don't want to die, bring us the cards we need. 1 magnetic force or 2 accompanies. Then we'll disarm the bomb. Contact us when you get the cards. Got it?
Yes.
Good luck. They're gonna kill him. They're gonna kill him anyway. When they get what they want, they're gonna kill him. Okay, next. And they're beating up on more people. Show us your binder.
Score another a company.
Set the peak in the binder.
Huh?
Oh.
And it shows that Sesgera is among the people of this one player's contact list. Oh no.
Too bad.
Busted.
Huh? What's wrong? And then from the outside of the trees, we get a boom because they just straight up kill this guy. They just kill him simply because he came into contact with Sesgera before. Punish all suspects. Okay, next. And it shows them walking away after killing this guy, just blowing him up. But Gora Inu witnessed this. Oh man, I can't believe them. They're staking out the spell card shop and attacking every player who buys spell cards. This is just a guess, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. They've realized that someone has been supplying cards to you guys. To find me, they're checking the binders. To find me, they're checking the binders of everyone who enters the shop. Let's see. Must be the Mandela effect then. Oh no, it's not a Mandela effect because a person above you just person above you just asked that question. Let's see. Also, do you have any manga that you'll never read on this channel? Yeah, Chainsaw Man. Simply too vulgar for me to, read and react to and describe all the stuff that's happening on there. Simply, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's simply too nasty. I can't. I can't do it. To find me, they're checking the binders of everyone who enters the shop, and then killing anyone who's ever met you in the game. No discussion. They're also taking cards from them, probably a company and magnetic force. They're also forcing players they release to get them more cards. They're eliminating suspects, collecting cards, and cutting off your supply, killing 3 birds with 1 stone. I would have been caught if you hadn't warned me. Alright, we'll follow their movements from here. Keep your distance and stand by. Doppel! Got it! Fly on the wall, silent worker. And they're using like this little radar to keep track of them. They're staying in Macedora. Now we confirm cards. With Clairvoyant Snake, feed it to a card, rank C or above, and it will spit up a Clairvoyance. And the card they spit out is Chidon. So you probably wouldn't read JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Oh, I wouldn't be opposed to reading JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's just that Chainsaw Man is really, really vulgar. But JoJo's Bizarre Adventure isn't too much of a stretch. It's actually been one of the things that have been suggested to me, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. I would just have to find time in the future at some point. But the cards takes a card and eats it, and then it spits out a different card. They have 16 companies and 2 magnetic forces between the 3 of them. They've gained a fair amount. We have 27 companies and 4 magnetic forces. At this rate, they'll catch up in 4 or 5 days. We have 36 returns, too. They know that. We've anticipated all these contingencies. They are basically broadcasting their intent to stay put until they collect the cards. It's looking good. 12 more days. Then we cut back to Gon, who's still trying to launch himself off the ground just using Nen alone.
Ha!
And it doesn't work, and then he just flops over on his back after failing.
Ugh, I can't do it. Try to imagine firing a water pistol in this exercise. It's so hard. Gather the aura in your body and push it out from your hand. The more forceful it is, the more striking power the emitted aura will have.
And mind you, this is Biscuit describing all of this as well.
Open the nodes in your hand all at once and emit the aura. You need power to push it out, speed and timing, or else you won't get the effect you want. It's really hard to push the aura from my hand.
Then Killer and Biscuit.
He's having a hard time. He's never controlled the flow of aura in his body before. There hasn't been any progress in 10 days. Maybe he should have gone step by step. We still have 10 more days. That depends on Sesguera. Maybe that trade wasn't so wise. There'll only be 2 cards away once we give him number 25, besides number 0. We still have 30 cards to go.
And while Killua and Biscuit are walking away, Gon still continues to try to emit ore from his hand to launch himself.
Just take them from Genthru. By force. Gon won't agree to that. Anyway, we gotta formalize our plan. That's true.
And then both Killua and Biscuit walk up to this really large boulder. Sorry if I'm annoying you, but what would you do if you do read if you do read JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, you get to the first chapter of Stone Ocean. Gotta head out, but I'll definitely come and say hi again when you're at volume 29, since you'll be confronted with new content by then. It's pretty fun to listen to, so keep it up, man, and I'll talk to you later then. Gus, thank you for stopping by. What do I do if I get to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? You get to the first chapter of Stone Ocean? Oh, right, I forgot about that season of the anime. Huh. That's actually a good question. I don't know. I don't know. But we cut back. We are here with Killua and Biscuit in front of this absolutely giant boulder. With Biscuit going,
Is this big enough?
yeah. Then we cut back to the real world where Mrs. Barretta? I forget his name. The dude in charge of overseeing this entire Greed Island excursion. He's just sitting at his house, and he's got tears in his eyes. For some reason. I don't know if he's watching The Godfather, or the Titanic, or The Sound of Music, but he's just sitting there in front of his TV crying. And we got Gon training. We got Sesgeta. We got Sesgeta trading. We got Gon training. We got Sesgeta trading. And we have Genthru continuing to kill people. Because we keep seeing the explosion come off of his hands. And the book continues to fill up for Genthru and company. Now we have 48 companies. They only have 45 equivalents of a company return in magnetic force. They can't shake us. This is a game of tag, one where we know how it'll end. A company on, says Gera. And then Doppel notices, they're on the move, coming fast. They're here. And they just start, he can tell that they're about to land in front of him. And that's the end of chapter 172. Onwards to 173. Chapter 173. The numbers are still incorrect, so we're 3 for 3 for the numbers being wrong for the font here. Chapter 173, Three-Way Struggle, Part 4. As Genthru and his team land in front of Sesgeta. They're coming. We'll follow the plan. Book! And then Genthru and his team just land in front of him. Accompany on Tomasadora! Accompany on Sesgeta. And they just continue to use the companies to just basically fly all over the map. I'm out. Betty! Got it. Accompany on to Sofrabi. How many left? 7 companies. They stopped chasing. Did they give up? No. They're changing the pace to keep us guessing. Use return once a company is out. I know. Alternate between II and Sofrabi. Contact on Gorainu. This says Gera. How goes it? It was exactly like you said. Sub and Bara just showed up. They're looking for me at the spell card shop again. Genthru's chasing you with 2 imposters right now. They figured I'd go shopping while they're busy playing tag. They must have switched out somewhere along the way. You were right. We won't fall for the same trick twice. Isn't it our chance to strike? Gentru will have no help. Against us 4? Against us 4? No. We should maximize our chances. We'll stick to our plan. And Doppel and everyone else start smiling. Doppel, Barry, everyone else is smiling. Then we're back at Masadora. Gonna head out and read some Attack on Titan. I'm on the second to last arc and I don't know what's going on. Wish you luck and you inspire me to want to read manga out loud, so thank you. Hey, it's fun, especially when you do the voices. The romantic readings are so much more better than, regular tone of voice reading half the time. So yeah, hey, do what makes you happy. I'm already doing it for myself. Here they come. The game is back on. And mind you, they're just outside of Masadora. And then we cut back to Gon in his training.
Ha!
But it's still not working. He still hasn't launched off the ground yet.
Huh? We only have 5 days left.
It's not working. Can't you give him some kind of advice?
The sensation of aura flowing inside your body feels different from everyone. I don't want to give him preconceptions and confuse him further. It might backfire.
Gon, time's up.
Stop practicing. Huh? What? We still have 5 days! Change of plans. We formed a strategy to beat them. But, and there's something we need you to do. But, I'm really close. Maybe. Yeah, right, you can't fool us. We can't use something we can't count on. Give up.
And Gon is all like,
Aww.
and then Biscuit holds up a card.
We'll use this.
I'm about to sneeze. Hold on. That was a fierce one. I felt power behind that one.
We'll use this.
And Biscuit holds up a card.
You'll practice 24/7 until you can get it perfectly. Here's the plan.
And then we cut to Masadora. And we have Sezgeta and his team. That was our last company. Use return. Thank you, Ogata. And before they can do anything, right as Genthru and his team land in front of them, all of Sezgeta's team uses return on to Ai. And they fly off away from Genthru and his team, with Genthru going, "They're out of a company. It's endgame." And he uses a company to just chase after them.
Another player has cast contact on you.
Did you get any?
Just one, and a total newbie to the game. Everyone's heard the bombers hunting players here. Nobody's showing up. Says Geta supplier must have been among the guys we've killed already.
Maybe. Okay, come back. I'm in Sofrabi right now. They're out of cards and out of luck. And we have Sezgeta and his team, and they only have their last option. Our last option. Leave. If they come after us, we'll get them in the castle. If not, we'll just wait until the promised day. Perfect. Time to pick the 3 cards we get as prizes. We should ask Mr. Batera. Batera! I knew it was Batera! We should ask Mr. Batera which ones he wants. Let's go! And all 4 of them use leave, and they get back to the castle. And there's no one waiting. And they go through the entire castle looking for some people. No one's there. Nobody's here? What's going on? Where are the armed guards? Sabazushi, where are you? Answer me! Give me a break. I just went to bed. Bed? Where is everyone else? They left. What? Batera canceled the contract himself. I already got my cancellation fee, but I stuck around to let you know. The contract is up. So much for that mill. So much for that 50 mil. What the? Mr. Batara, what's going on? We're so close. We're so close. We're about to clear the game. I don't care anymore. How could you say this now? What about all the years of work we put in? I'll pay you through my lawyer. Do what you want with the cards. Just leave me alone. What's going on? What's going on? I don't know. I have no idea. And then there's a boom. There's a boom sound. We can kill all we want out here. We won't lose any card data. Because Genthru and his people followed them back to the real world, and now they're just killing everyone they come across. And that's the end of chapter 173. Onwards to 174. Almost done. Chapter 174, still saying chapter 170 down here at the bottom. Chapter 174, Three-Way Struggle, Part 5. And it shows Sarasa, Sezgeta, Bodum, Barry, and Doppel. And these are the people of Sezgeta's team.
It's been 10 days since they left the game. What's going on? The 3 weeks was up 5 days ago.
They're going to lose their card data today if they don't get back.
And Gon is just standing there, just like building up his aura around him, just focusing.
We'll have to wait for word from Gorainu.
Yes! Perfect! I get it right every time now. Can I go back to practicing a mission? No.
You still have an error margin of 0.1 seconds, don't you?
Our ideal margin of error is less than that. Keep going. Aw, drat.
And he goes back to trying to focus his aura again.
Another player has cast contact on you.
It's Gorainu. Gorainu, sorry to keep you waiting.
What's up?
You know it's almost been 240 hours since they left the game, right?
Yeah?
Just so you know, they aren't coming back.
Why not?
Genthru is waiting at the Shiso tree. Says Geta has no way to know that, but we agreed on the plan beforehand. He won't come back unless I send a messenger to his hideout to tell him it's safe to return to the game.
I see. But he's going to lose his card data, isn't he?
Is that... No, wait, is that Killua or is that Biscuit? No, that's Killua.
I see. But he's going to lose his card data, isn't he?
I have all the rare cards.
Genthru must have cast clairvoyance to check their cards.
It would have been obvious they weren't carrying anything rare.
Oh, wait.
I have all the cards.
Genthru must have cast clairvoyance to check their cards. It would have been obvious they weren't carrying anything rare. He'll find out about you.
And it cuts back to Genthru and his team, and they're just standing. They're just standing at the entry point for the game. They left the game 10 days ago at 3:05 p.m., right?
Yeah, we all checked our watches. They'll lose their card data in 5 minutes. They'll quit, for all intents and purposes.
Let's wait until 3:10, just in case. If they're not back by then, they've given up. Do you really think they'd quit?
We know those 4 have been working together the past 20 years. That hasn't changed since they arrived on Greed Island.
They gave up because their plan to ambush us failed. They took off with Batara as a last-ditch effort to keep us from getting the reward. We cast clairvoyance to check the cards they had. They were carrying the 96 cards between them. But it's weird that Batara canceled the mercenaries. Why? Something came up. It would have been more suspicious if Sesgera had cancelled them.
We can't keep speculating.
Fact is, they had the 96 cards and they aren't coming back. That's all. It's time.
Woohoo! So long, Sesgera!
And apparently time has passed where Sesgeta has apparently lost all of his data for the game. And Genthru is preparing to use the Accompany. Time to get the kids. We'll have to get the plot of beach from them too.
We should go to Masadora first.
Right, to procure more companies. And they take off. And then we go to Inu. They're fake. About 30 of the 96 they're carrying have been switched with fake cards. I'm the one carrying the 96 cards. And the exchange voucher in the blue planet's waiting to be converted to cards. It says Gera's gamble of a lifetime. That's why I wanted them to succeed. I'm sorry, but I won't be able to help when you fight Genthru.
We know. When do you want to come pick up the card?
We can wait until after you beat Genthru. Good luck. And he's watching, and this is the moment where he sees Genthru and company launch away from the entry point of Greed Island. They're on the move. Where are you right now?
Near Sofrabi.
Then they're going somewhere else. Masadora, I bet. They'll stock up on cards. But it won't be long before they head over. Are you ready? How are your hands?
We're all good. Thanks to you guys.
And mind you, both Biscuit and Gon are looking at Killua's hands, which are still bandaged up, which means they haven't healed 100%.
It wasn't enough time to heal, but we have no choice. It's up to Gon now. Gon,
And this is Biscuit.
you didn't get distracted, did you? How's the stopwatch?
And Gon looks at the stopwatch, and it stops exactly at 1 second. That's not an hour, is it? Is that an hour? No, wait, that's an hour. I think that's an hour. Yeah, it's an hour. It's an hour. No, wait, milliseconds, seconds, minute. No, wait, it's a minute.
Perfect.
Time passes, and we're back in the real world.
Please, tell us why.
As Sesgera, his team, are there with Batara in like some sort of separate hotel. But Batara looks like absolutely stun-locked.
I took the liberty of taking this from your chamber.
And it's a picture of a young woman in the photo. And Sesgera is handing it to him, but Batara hasn't said a word.
Does it have to do with this young lady? Tell us what went wrong. Please, help us understand. Is she your daughter or granddaughter?
She was my fiancée.
And mind you, Batara is an old dude. He is an old dude. Let me say it again for the people in the back. He is an old dude. And this woman is way out of his league.
She was my fiancée. She was in a coma in the hospital for a long time. I had hope that she would wake up again, but she died last month.
Oh, snap. Oh,
She didn't want anyone to think she was after my money. She refused all the expensive gifts. She preferred instead the picture frame I clumsily carved for her myself.
And mind you, this picture frame, I won't say it's shoddy. It actually looks like it's well carved, too. Like, it's sections of roads carved into the wood and everything in intricate designs. He says clumsily, but that's way better than what I could ever do. I couldn't even say. I said.
She preferred instead the picture frame I clumsily carved for her myself. All we needed to be happy was each other. We had just decided to donate all my assets and get married when she was in an accident and fell into a deep coma. She looked like she was just sleeping.
And Batara's crying his eyes out.
I did everything in my power. I got the best doctors, but all they could do was keep her on life support. Then one day, I heard about Greed Island. Spells that could cure any ills, pills to restore youth, things I desperately needed. These miracles were possible by clearing the game. I sought all the information I could and used my influence to hide the game's details from the rest of the world. But it's over. It doesn't matter anymore.
And that's the end of chapter 174. Yeah, that's the end of chapter 174. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Onwards to the last chapter of volume 17. We're about to be done, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, it still says chapter 70, even though it's 5 chapters in. Chapter 175, Three-Way Struggle, Part 6. And we're back at Masadora. And we have Genthru. They have 3 accompanies between them, plus 1 return each, so 4 equivalents. We have 6. Shall we go?
We're ready anytime.
I'll take the kid with the black hair. That's if it comes down to force, of course. Sub, you take the white-haired one. Bara, take the girl. Accompany on. Gon. And now it's about to go down. It's about to go down. Almost choked. Almost choked. Chapter 175, Three-Way Struggle, Part 6. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. And they can tell, and no, wait, it's not that they can tell. Genthru and his team land in the valley, like the vast valley that they've been training in. Gon and company have been training in, right in front of them. Gon versus Genthru. Killua versus Sub. And Biscuit versus Bara.
What do you want?
Don't be so hostile. We're here to negotiate.
Yeah, right. We won't talk to you. We can't let them know that we've been waiting, fully prepared.
Don't be like that. It's not a bad deal. It's such a good idea, even Sesgera agreed to it.
What is it?
Want to hear me out?
You liar.
We'd like to get closer.
No! You can talk from there! Good. We have to seem weak and ignorant. We must give them the impression that we arrived there after being cornered in a chase.
It's simple. We split the reward.
Let me raise this up. I'm bending my neck way too much for this.
It's simple. We split the reward. The three of us clear the game, on everyone's behalf, go back to Batara and split the loot evenly. Easy, right?
I can't trust you, after all those threats you made.
We turned over a new leaf. In fact, Sesgera's back in the real world now. Look it up.
We know that, but that's not proof that you struck a deal with him.
Guess that's true. Then what? You wanna die right here?
Why don't you shut up and hand over the cards, or we'll kill you!
He's shown his true colors!
And then Gon takes out a card.
A company on to Sofrabi!
They have two left. They have no magnetic forces or leaves. What will they do?
And then it shows them using all of their companies.
One more.
And then one more. And then they're gone again.
They're out.
And then all three use, both Biscuit, Gon, and Killua use,
Return on to Masadora!
and they all go take off towards Masadora. With Genthru and his team going, with Bara going,
Masadora. To get more spell cards? No, they'll go west. They're going to leave through the harbor.
a company on, Gon. And they fly after Gon and company.
Where'd they go?
They can't be far. In the bushes.
They hid. I hadn't thought of this one.
As Gon and everyone else is just watching them.
Check the shop. We don't want them to get cards.
And they check the shop.
Not here.
See, they must have gone west.
They could still be hiding.
All right, we'll have to check.
A company on, Gon. And then they launch straight towards Gon, Killua, and Biscuit.
Run! They found us!
Don't lose them. That was our last company.
And they take off after Gon and company into the forest.
They're pretty fast. How long can they keep?
How long can they keep this up?
And it shows all three of them standing against Genthru and his team.
Well, is it over already? Just give up and give us your cards.
No way! We'd never give them to you! Like we thought, they want to fight one-on-one.
And then Gon is just staring them down.
I'd rather fight than hand them over. Gon! This is crazy. This is crazy! Now lead them away from each other.
And Killua starts moving as Sub starts to move with him. And then Killua jumps over and kicks Sub directly in his arm. And then Sub looks like he's able to almost land a hit on Killua. Mind you, Killua can't actively use his hands right now.
I can't use my hands, but they won't hinder me either. Biscuit, run! But, save yourself!
And then Biscuit starts running, with Bara going after her.
Hey, you won't get away.
And then Gon goes,
Good luck.
and he looks over as it shows Genthru preparing to grab him. You're mine. Volume 17, Three-Way Struggle, End. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of Volume 17. Next week on Thursday, as per the usual, we will continue with Volume 18 as we see this whole fight play out. I will say I have very much been enjoying reading Hunter x Hunter for all of you, and I cannot wait to read to you guys again next week. Now we finally get the fight of Gon and his people versus Genthru and his people. And I'm happy about it because we're about to see the results of Gon's training and if he has what it takes to not only beat Greed Island, but also be strong enough to eventually find his father Gin. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But that's all I got for you guys, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being so patient with me, especially if I had to step away or do anything else. I just want to say what an honor and a privilege it is to be your entertainer. We got more fun lined up for the remainder of this week because we are going to be finishing all of the remaining side quests within Borderlands 4 on my Vex file. Then I can actually get started playing other characters because I haven't touched a single one yet. And then we get to prepare for pretty much the last day of November, which will be Sunday. So I'm going to be busy. I'm definitely going to be busy. The volume's endings always leave you wanting more. Yeah, they're great cliffhangers. They're very good cliffhangers, Ogata. Really good, and I like that because I am so looking forward to next Thursday so I can continue this. But yeah, I'll keep you guys posted on anything that changes of what the content I'm going to bring to the channel for the remaining couple of days of this month. But that's all I got. To Ogata, to Lucky, to who else was here? To Lucky, to Gus, to Mitat, to Paige, everyone who stopped by here. I just wanted to say thank you for your time. You didn't have to be here, but you were. And especially if you stayed to the end, thank you. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Even consider checking out my Patreon because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. And because I know you're coming back anyway. Have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples!